In this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how you can get your first virtual wholesaling real estate deal step by step without calling 10,000 people or sniffing drywall to go out here and get your first deal. Zero fluff, all sauce, so you can go out here and have a ton of success in wholesaling real estate virtually. Now, let's just cut the fluff and get straight into it. Virtual wholesaling. Wholesaling real estate from your computer, anywhere around the world. You're drinking your Mai Tai on the beach. You're collecting $40,000 checks. Your 4 girlfriends in their bikinis come by to say, how much money you make today, Zach? And you just say, you know, a couple million bucks just wholesaling houses anywhere, bro. You work 2 hours a day. That's the dream, bros. But honestly, that's not exactly what virtual wholesaling kind of looks like. And I'll be honest with you. That's not where you're going to be at in your first 30 days in this business. You are going to have to probably work a little harder than you're used to, but that's going to produce you a check of $20,000, $30,000. Then from there, we can start getting our penthouse in Dubai, okay? Then we start getting all the girlfriends and start flying them out 5-star restaurants. But we got to make our first $30,000, reinvest in the business, grow it, and then live our crazy Bruce Wayne lifestyle. So getting started in virtual wholesaling real estate, we need to figure out exactly what is the best virtual wholesaling markets. Now, I have a really simple rule for this. If the population of the county is over 100,000 people, which you can just ask ChatGPT, AI, Google it, right? Most likely it's a big enough market for virtual wholesaling. Now, my second rule here is going to be the median home price. Now, the Goldilocks zone is you want a market which has a high enough population, but you don't want the prices of real estate to be too expensive. So my simple rule is county needs to be above 100,000 people living there, and then you want the median home price to be below $500,000. So a market like Richmond, Virginia is great because the median home price in Richmond, Virginia is $360,000, and the population is like 300,000 for the entire county, which is good and good. Now, if you look at like Miami, Florida, for example, right, their median home price is like $578,000, which is way too high. And their population is like millions and millions of people, right? So yes, the population's good here, but the median home price, unfortunately, is just way too high for us to even do any virtual wholesaling deals there. Again, I love like cities like Louisville, Kentucky, Richmond, Virginia, South Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina, Clarksville, Tennessee, Knoxville, Columbus, Georgia, Dayton, Toledo, Gastonia, Brevard County, Florida, Oklahoma City, Tulsa. Like you kind of get the point, right? Those type of markets are going to be way better than Los Angeles, New York City, or like Boston, right? Now, the next part here in virtual wholesaling, which is going to be a little counterintuitive than you've probably seen online, is I'm probably going to push you to find a cash buyer first. I've seen this happen a lot in virtual wholesaling where people don't have a buyer and they just don't feel confident talking to motivated sellers. They get really nervous. They don't know what to say. They don't know what to do here. Are you actually the buyer? I'm not actually the buyer. I don't think I'm going to buy that. Like you should just have a good cash buyer set up. So he's like, me and my partner are going to buy this house, and you actually have the buyer. Now you actually believe in yourself. You're going to have a lot better success. And so to find cash buyers, it's pretty simple. You have landlord buyers who are looking to buy the deal to rent out properties. You're looking for flippers who are going to buy the house, resell them, make a profit. And then you can even talk to realtors doing this. Now, I don't want to get in a whole conversation on how to find cash buyers. If you really want to do it the right way, I recommend you join my free real estate wholesaling course and community, freewholesaling.com, where I share step-by-step in painstaking detail, every which way, up, down, left, and right, how to find a cash buyer in like under about an hour, 2 hours, so you can start having a bunch of success. A quick hack, again, Zillow for rents, going to Facebook groups to find buyers, asking your title companies, or using a software that's really good for dispositions like X Leads. You can get a pull list of skip trace buyers that have commercial skip tracing of all the cash buyers in the area that are flipping real estate deals. Now, the next step here is clearly just marketing to your sellers. Now, I would say at minimum, you should probably be doing around 10 to 15 hours a week of any type of marketing, right? That's calling, texting, digital bandit signs, right? Anything we teach in freewholesaling.com is going to help you out. But there's so much lead generation we can do in virtual wholesaling. I would tell you if you want to stick to one thing, I would say calling at least 100 government lists every single week. So maybe 500 is probably going to be my highest recommendation. So government lists are lists that I provide for free. Actually, I have a whole spreadsheet how you can pull them in every county in the United States. These are going to be like the pre-foreclosures, the fire damage properties, the water shutoffs, probates, code violations, the eviction list, right? These are amazing lists. Now, I would say using Google Voice to call them and using Google Voice to text them is going to be great. Now, most wholesalers just use a paid software for their texting or they're calling with a dialer. If you want to do that, you just go to xleads.com because you get all your skip tracing included. You get the dialer included, you get e-signing included, you get the CRM included. I mean, it's the ultimate wholesaling software. Just go to xleads.com. That's what I use for skip tracing, the dialer, the calling, the CRM, all that stuff. And you're going to be able to produce as much leads as you possibly want at a really low cost. costs, like under 100, 200 bucks a month. That's where you can do it. Now you can do it for free, right? Freewholesaling.com is all about teaching wholesaling real estate for free with free strategies. But most people just get a software like X Leads, and that's what they do to start getting a bunch of leads coming in the door. Now, another really good lead generation strategy is what I call digital bandit signs. Now, this is going out here in Facebook and making AI generated posts. So you can go to ChatGPT and say, hey, create a post in the Louisville, Kentucky locals group about how I'm looking to buy properties in the area for cash. Now that works really good. What's even better than that is doing a double whammy approach, which I teach in freewholesaling.com, which for example is going to Louisville, Kentucky locals Facebook group of all the locals in Louisville, Kentucky, and asking, hey, who here knows where's the best pizza place in Louisville? The point here is everyone in the comments are going to comment, like the post, it's going to go viral. Now the Facebook algorithm thinks that you're like this amazing viral posting guy. So they're going to push all your content out to everybody. And what you're going to do next here is you're going to post, hey, I'm looking to buy properties in the area for cash. Now you kind of trick the algorithm to go put your post and put it out to all 30,000 people in the group. You're going to get a ton of inbound leads. So I recommend you ask AI to generate that post in the Louisville, Kentucky's group because it has amazing ad copy. Put your phone number there. You're going to get a ton of inbound leads. Now, if you're like super brand new, you could also go out here and call all the Zillow for sale by owners and just lowball the snot out of all of them. I'd probably say lowballing at least 30% below the listing price is where I'd be at. So if a property's listed for sale by owner at like 100 grand, just go out here and offer 70, 60 grand to buy the property. Now, I recommend FSBO's over 100 days old. That's an amazing way to generate a ton of leads. But really starting out, calling, texting, digital bandit signs. It's going to be kind of roughly where to be at. You can do FSBOs. And then lastly, what I've been really recommending lately has been email blasting motivated sellers. So I'm basically calling this my EOG system. So my email offer generator system, where basically I'm generating offers via email to tens of thousands of people every single month. Now you do need X leads for the software to get all the emails. Now the software is actually free, right? The email blasting is free, but the phone numbers, you can't really get 15,000 emails of a high equity list for free like that quick. But if you have X leads, you can obviously do it on the software. Now you have 15,000 emails. You're going to send 1,000 emails a day for like 15 days using the email offer generator software, which is only available for people in my free group, freewholesaling.com. So make sure you go to freewholesaling.com and I'll start email blasting in there too. Then from there, you're going to be producing a ton of leads. Now it's really important to learn exactly how to close sellers in virtual wholesaling because that's going to be your bread and butter right here. Now my simple script when somebody says they're looking to sell their property is going to be my MCTP script. So my MCTP script stands for motivation, condition, time frame, and price. So basically, if somebody says they're looking to sell the property, I hit them with the M part of MCTP first. M, motivation. Hey, Mr. Seller, why are you looking to sell your property? C, condition. Hey, Mr. Seller, can you tell me a little bit more about the property? How's the roof, AC, any repairs need to be done on the property? T, time frame. When are you looking to sell your house? And then P, price. How much are you looking to get rid of the house for? Once you go from there, you're going to get a general understanding of where the motivated seller is at here and if they're ready for an offer. Now, one really important thing I do here is I always condition my motivated sellers. Now, what I mean by conditioning my motivated sellers is making sure they're ready for a yes or no decision. Probably one of the worst things you can do in virtual wholesaling, especially on the acquisition side, is you spend 45 minutes to an hour talking to this motivated seller. And you get all ready, you get all excited, and you make the offer to them. And when you make the offer to them, they say, I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll call you back in a couple days. You call back in a day and they're like, oh, I don't know. And they don't answer you. Now you're ghosted. Now you got no wholesale deal. That is absolute one of the worst possible things to happen to you in virtual wholesaling. And I hate to tell you, it's actually a pretty common occurrence. So I call this being friend zoned in virtual wholesaling. And it's absolutely terrible. Like, breaks my heart. But you will get friend zoned in wholesaling real estate, virtual wholesaling, if you just don't know how to close sellers correctly. So what I always do is I like to reframe their mindset of not saying maybe, right? So again, if you give an offer to a motivated seller, they're either going to say yes, no, or maybe. Now, if they say yes, boom, signed contract, awesome. Or if they say no, okay, well, why did you say no? Most likely price, and we can renegotiate the price. But when they hit you with a maybe, there's like nothing to do. You just say, okay, well, you let me know when you're ready to make a decision. And you just sit there like an idiot. It's like when you ask Sally out to prom. Yeah, I don't want to open up the wound, but I'll tell everyone about it. You asked Sally out to prom and she said, I don't know, Josh, the quarterback, might ask me out. So I'll put you as a maybe if you can take me out to prom, unless Josh, who's 6'5", by the way, way more popular smarter than you. If he asks me out, then I'm gonna go with him. So I'm gonna leave you as a maybe. And you're just sitting there like, okay, Sally, you let me know. Like, you being friend zone here. Like, you're sitting there like a dork. But that's exactly how you are in virtual wholesaling when someone says, oh, well, think about your offer. What I do is, it's kind of like this. Hey, Sally, I need a yes or no decision from you. Now, this does not work when asking women out. Don't ask me how I know. Can you make a yes or no decision on going to the prom with me? Now, I know that sounds pretty stupid, but it works really good for houses, okay? It's like, when you propose to somebody, and you ask, will you marry me? And they say, maybe. Like, a maybe is really bad, okay? And a no is really bad, but a yes is what you want. So the point here is, in wholesaling, you actually want to get the no and renegotiate, right? So if you say, hey, Mr. Seller, before I give you an offer right here, are you just ready to make a yes or no decision so I'm not wasting your time or my time? I have found 95% of the time they say, yeah, I'm ready to make a decision now. So you change their whole frame in their mind about making a decision and being ready to sell right now. Again, something like, hey, Mr. Seller, before I get into the numbers of the offer, are you ready to make a yes or no decision? I don't want to give an offer if you guys aren't even ready to say yes to it. No, we could make an offer. No. Hey, are you ready to make a yes or no decision? I just don't want to waste my time or your time. I got plenty of other houses I can buy, and I just don't want to go talk to you if you're not ready to make a decision yet. Oh, okay. That cuts all the BS out here. And when you make the offer, they're going to say yes or no. And you already know if they say yes, cha-ching, and say no, we renegotiate and see if we get a good deal here. Now, the type of offers you give, like the type of closes, can vary from person to person. One thing that I really like doing is price anchoring. And that's really how I'm going to teach you how to make offers today. So there's two types of price anchors. There's like the traditional price anchor that people from the 1960s have been doing forever, for hundreds of years. And you got like the reverse price anchoring, which is kind of my twist on it, right? So there's no wrong way to do it. So a regular price anchor is going to be something like, hey, Mr. Seller, in the perfect world, how much would you want to sell the house for? And you kind of make them say the price, right? Now, they might say, oh, I have no idea. And then you say, well, for me, Mr. Seller, the perfect world, I would buy it for $120,000, which might be way too low. Now, that's great. You're kind of just throwing out a crazy low price and you're anchoring it out. And that works well, I would say. The main issue with that is they're going to get mad at you, right? And they're going to say, how dare you, 120? No, that's just me in the perfect world. Like, they get a little upset at you still by doing this, right? So what I like to do is what I call the reverse price anchor. Usually with a price anchor, you're attaching yourself to the anchor when you're throwing it out. I like to put the anchor on somebody else and shift that burden to them. So what I mean by this is I usually tell the seller, hey, Mr. Seller, I was talking to my partner Rick about the property, and he said he was looking to buy it for around $120,000. Now you got to remember this, the reverse price anchor actually sounds way more serious because he was thinking about buying it versus in the ideal perfect world. This gives you less of an out by talking about Rick. Now, if they blow up on you, say, oh my gosh, how dare you, way too high, oh, blah, 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 curse you and your mother FY 14 times, and they go blah, 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 right? You say, hey, that's Rick. He's crazy. He always wants to make the most money on a house. That's why I'm here. I'm the decision maker. See, you clearly show that you're still the decision maker here. The reverse price anchoring works way better than the regular price anchoring, but they both work pretty dang good for wholesaling real estate. It's really up to what you're comfortable with. But when you do that, you get it closed. Now you got to use e-signing. So most e-signing that is free. So what I use for e-signing is a software called XLead. So again, that's what I use for my skip tracing, my CRM, my calling, all this, because it's $97 a month. It's all included. So I recommend you go to xleads.com. It has automatic e-signing. So you just drag it in the CRM and boom, the e-signing's right there. If you're virtual wholesaling, you need an e-signing service. So I recommend xleads.com. It's all in one. It's not like an e-signing company, right? It's an all-in-one wholesaling software that has e-signing built in it. That's what I'd be using. Once the contract is signed, you're going to send it to title. You're going to have to go out here and get pictures of the house. Now, this is where things get a little squirrely in virtual wholesaling because it's like, well, do I have boots on the ground? Do I not have boots on the ground? How do I deal with this? I would probably say if you have absolute no money, I would go out here and find a JV partner inside of our free community, freewholesaling.com, or in the comment section of this video. But I have a JV partner go out here and take pictures of the house that they live locally or live in the area, right? So again, this is freewholesaling.com, or free real estate wholesaling community. All you need to do is if you want to find boots on the ground anywhere, you just go to the map feature right here. And all you're going to do is, let's say you live in, I don't know, Jamaica, right? And you're a wholesaling real estate in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm going to scroll around here and I'm just going to start DMing people who live in Memphis, right? So you can go say if Jason Arms, he's probably going to be a good boots on the ground in Memphis. He'll probably split the deal with you, but he'll give you pictures. Margaret seems like she's awesome at this. Rio might be a good boots on the ground. Robert might be great. Jalen might be good. Chris might be good, right? Lindsay, right? But like you got all these people who live in Memphis, right? So if you live outside the country, you live in New York City and you got a deal, let's say in Topeka, Kansas, you got all these wholesalers in Topeka, like Seth right here. He'd be awesome. I bet Isaiah would be awesome on this too. But just use the maps feature here and find a boots on the ground partner. You can JV or they'll take pictures of the house for you. That's what's been working really, really well for finding boots on the ground when you have no money. Now, if you have money, you can pay like a BPO service. They'll actually go out here and take pictures of the house for you. One of the best hacks is you can hire a notary to go out here and take pictures. They're pretty stand-up people. I do not recommend giving money to another wholesaler because they're just going to steal your deal. But it's probably best to have a JV partner starting out and then hiring other services to go out here and take pictures. I know people that spend $100 just to get professional photographers to get pictures of the house for every single deal they lock up because they actually end up closing a ton of their deals. Then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to call up the buyer we actually had in the beginning because we found all the buyers. Say, hey, bro, remember you said you're looking to buy houses in Memphis? Well, I got a deal locked up in Memphis. Guess what? Do you want to buy it? And they're going to say, yeah, I told you I was going to buy 3-bedroom, 2 baths in Memphis, and you pulled a 3-bedroom, 2 bath in Memphis. Boom, works well for me. And then you send the contract to them. You have them walk through the property with your JV partner, boots on the ground, whoever you have. They like it. They sign the assignment of contract. That goes to title. They close. You get your check. You're super happy. And boom, you got some money virtually wholesaling real estate. So this is exactly step-by-step how to virtual wholesale real estate coming into 2026. And exactly how you could start making money in virtual wholesaling step-by-step. Guys, if you got any value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.